Hey guys. Welcome back to Chillwave ASMR. Today I thought we'd do something a little different. It is day 11 of 30 for the 30 days of ASMR. So I thought we'd maybe just chat and maybe I could tell you a little bit about myself. I've had a few requests for that, and so I'm happy to do a little bit, of course, sharing within reason. It's Monday morning. We've got our first snow where I am right now, and yeah, it's a little chilly this morning. I've got a nice hot cup of coffee. Cup of coffee. Cup of coffee. I really love coffee. That's the first detail about me, I guess. I love coffee. So, first of all, thank you so much for tuning in, and if you've been tuning in for the last 11 days or beyond that to this channel, thank you so much. I really enjoy making ASMR videos. I'm trying to learn and do better, and it's there's definitely a learning curve, and I really appreciate everyone's feedback, so thank you so much for checking out this little corner of the internet, and yeah, I guess we'll get started. So, as an accompaniment to today's chat, I just have a couple different little items here that I'm going to do a bit of tapping, some tapping. I really love tapping. Also, another little tidbit is that the house that I'm staying in right now, it makes all kinds of crazy noises. There's always like fans and appliances activating at different times, so you can't really control some of the background noise, so I apologize for that. It's just a little ambiance for our chat, so sorry. Okay, I'm gonna start by tapping on my cell phone. So, I'm originally from Ontario, and more specifically, Northern Ontario. I have 2 degrees in neuroscience, 1 bachelor's degree, and 1 master's degree. And I also went to medical school. I work as an ER doctor. What I like about emergency medicine is that you can really make a difference for someone who is scared or vulnerable or injured or very sick. It's nice to be there in that moment. There's also a lot of variety, from coughs and colds to appendicitis. And there's lots of procedures. All kinds of neat things that you can actually do, like reducing fractures, which means putting the broken bone back where it should be. sewing up lacerations or cuts. And of course, being there for those that are really sick, people in car accidents or other horrible things. You also get to be there for people's families. That job can be very stressful, so it's nice to unwind with ASMR. Good days and bad days for sure. Some sad days, some happy days. Very lucky to have a lot of really good teams of nurses and doctors to work with. Makes things a lot better. I've lived in two provinces, Ontario and Quebec. I lived in Montreal when I was in Quebec. I love Montreal. I think it's my favorite city in Canada. At the moment, I am technically of no fixed address. Not really homeless, but working as a locum doctor. Locum doctor. Which means it's kind of like a substitute teacher, but the doctor version. If you imagine that there are many hospitals all over Ontario, and they always need ER coverage. They always need someone to be working there. Some hospitals have multiple doctors working at any given time in an ER. Some hospitals only have one. And so it's often tough. There's a shortage of doctors. So it's often tough to staff your emergency department, especially in the north. That's where I come in. The plus side of that is it's very flexible in terms of your schedule. The downside is that you're always on the road. Always on the road. Always on the road. Lots of packing and unpacking. But that's okay. You make it work. Makes for less predictable environments for filming ASMR. Noise pollution is a real problem, even in the north. I'm married. My wife is also a doctor. She's doing a just kind of came on out of nowhere. We took her to a dog ophthalmologist who did some tests and found that she had something called spontaneous retinal degeneration. She'll never see again. She's a really good dog, though, and I think she lives a pretty happy life. She still gets to run. We're just really careful with her. She gets lots of good snacks, lots of good exercise. She loves new toys. She plays with a toy for a day and then discards it. Needs a new toy. So she gets a new toy. The other bug, Jelly Bean, sometimes tries to steal snacks from the blind one. We have to be careful. They have so much personality, but they're good dogs. Other than filming and ASMR and doing this YouTube thing, I'm interested in triathlon and endurance sports. That's kind of one of my things. I've done Ironman racing, which is a triathlon where you swim for 4 kilometers, then bike 180 kilometers, and then run a marathon, 42 kilometers. I most often do the half distance, which is half of all that. It's a little bit more realistic. 2-kilometer swim, 90-kilometer bike, 21-kilometer run. You can go for lunch after, and you're not totally dead. I really like open water swimming. It's like trail running, but in the water. I'm often up north where there's lots of lakes, so I get to do quite a lot of swimming there. Recently did a 10-kilometer swimming event in the ocean with a good friend. It was wild. Lots of jellyfish. But it was awesome. I had some injuries this year, which slowed my progress. But next year's a new year. I don't love winter. It's not my favorite. I really do prefer the warmer months because all the things I like to do often are outside. The exception, of course, is Christmas. I'm a Christmas enthusiast. I got my wife this Funko Pop, this Charles Dickens Funko Pop from The Muppets Christmas Carol. You can see Gonzo as Charles Dickens. It's pretty fun. It's almost that time of year. often travel to race those triathlons. Or swimming events. I sometimes travel in the winter just to be able to train, like ride my bike and stuff outside. But work is busy, so sometimes I can't travel as much. And that's okay. I like to play video games. PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch. I play Call of Duty with my brother and some friends. It's a way of keeping in touch. I'm playing Spider-Man 2 right now. Spider-Man 2. It's very good. I like playing Pokemon. And I like scary games, like Resident Evil. I have the remake. I have not started it yet. Well, I started it, but I haven't really played it through yet. My favorite genre of movie is scary movies. Love them, but I like whole movies. You know, rom-coms, the whole thing, but I like scary movies. I recently got into collecting Pokemon cards. I was opening them for this channel, and I fell for them. This is a binder with my Pokemon 151 collection, which is a nostalgia collection, for me anyways. My goals for this channel are to try to make really good quality ASMR material. I love ASMR. When I'm going to sleep at night, I'm putting on ASMR every day. Every day. Every day. If I have a rough day in the ER, I like ASMR. It's very relaxing. I also meditate. 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 I use guided meditation on the Headspace app. This is not an ad. I'm not sponsored by them. Although they're very good, I would happily endorse their stuff. And I like videography and filming. I've worked a little bit as a videographer, just mostly for fun. But I have had some paid questions, let me know. Thank you so much for being here. If you're subscribed, thank you so much for that as well. It makes a big difference. If you're not subscribed, and if you like ASMR content, please consider subscribing. I love all the commentary and the feedback that I've been getting, so thank you so much for that as well. I'm very grateful. Very grateful. Alright. I hope you have a really nice week.